All right, good evening, Guy Fong. Welcome back to Masterchef Rewind Thursdays. My name is John Leung. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you've never been before, welcome in. If you're here on watching us here on YouTube, so yes, this is my first couple videos here on YouTube. So again, welcome in. If you're watching us on Twitch, again, hopefully if you have any questions for Kwasi, our guest, or any of our guests, you are more than welcome to pop those in the chat, and I will. If this is a recording, of course, we'll send it to them and they'll answer us. Or of course, if it's live in the future, but again, that's more of a thing as well too. Once again, this is a quote unquote podcast that we're doing as a recap of as a kind of way to kind of mark 10 years of the debut of MasterChef here in Canada, and and of course me being on that first season and that or where it happened as well too. So you know what? Again, we're talking about last week we talked to Nikita. This week we have a brand new guest, and over the course of the next few months, we're gonna have different guests as well too. And today we have from season 2 once again. I mean, we've been talking to a lot of season 2 people already. We haven't talked to anyone from season 1 just yet. I have not a clue why. So come on, season 1, let's get let's going here. We got Kwasi Douglas, also known as the Food God, out of Whitby, Ontario, I believe.
Ajax, Ontario.
Ajax, Ontario.
Right.
So, Kwasi, welcome to the Guy Fong Tea House. Welcome in. It is great to see you. Good to thank you for agreeing to do this as well too, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For context, before we begin, Kwasi, can you just let the Guy Fong, which is the name, the Cantonese name for my community, can you let them know a little bit about yourself?
So, folks, wow, where do I start? When I auditioned for MasterChef, I was in my mid-30s. I was just a home cook. Previously, I worked as a social services worker for about 18 years, primarily working with special needs men, young men out of high school, and was burning out and needed a change. I watched you do your thing on season 1. And you guys inspired, each and every one of you in your own separate ways, inspired season 2 clearly, but inspired me to put my hat in the ring and to make that change. Yeah, so a bit about me. I'm the last of 3. My parents are immigrants from Guyana. I am the only member of my family born in Canada. My brothers were transferred as well. My brothers emigrated to Canada. Mm-hmm. So the Canadian experience for me was a bit different. Home was one way, and outside of the home, obviously, was another way. And most of my memories and my fondest memories and my growth, I equate to food. I work food into all of those things.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Absolutely. Everybody does. It seems like everybody does as well too, right? So because
I think so.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah. So, okay, now that you allude as well too. So, what are some of so when you watch season 1? Okay, maybe it sounds like a bit vanity, but I mean, who are some of the people who really inspired you in season 1? I mean, and you don't have to say me, but I mean, you can say.
John,
who are some of the people? Yeah.
If your chicken, man, if you would have cooked that chicken straight through, bro, we would have been having a completely different conversation.
Totally.
I've followed you during, after, been social media friends after. But yeah, so season 1, Pino lived close to home.
Oh yeah.
Pino's in Toronto. It just so happened that I had a couple of degrees separation from Narita and Marita. They were close friends of a friend, so they became acquaintances and friends turned family.
Nice.
Danny Raposo, you gotta love Danny. Danny
absolutely. That guy is lovable.
So I'm sending a shout out to him. I know he's in Portugal right now, maybe the Azores, doing a lot of big things. Yeah, there was a couple. Everybody was receptive. I think everybody that I reached out to had a word, especially when they knew we were on season 2. But it was the people closer to home that I So I had to see, and when get-togethers would come around, we would try to after you guys
Mm-hmm.
being in season 2, the
Mm-hmm.
family kind of grew. We were like the second generation. So I find, up until the newest people I don't know very well,
Mm-hmm.
but up until maybe season 5,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I still keep abreast of the local people who are involved with the show, and we've
Yeah.
built a relay friendship, we can
Yeah.
call it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
But
that's
yeah,
exciting as well
season
too, right?
1, you guys all inspired because you were all a source of inspiration.
Yeah.
I
And you know what? I'm
Yeah,
glad for
and
that.
then learning some of your backstories and
Mhm.
learning some of what life was like for you guys outside of the show and some of the different things you were dealing with
Mhm.
just inspired me more, knowing that you were real people.
Mhm.
And yeah, we're doing this because of love and passion.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the food
Yeah,
is always a passion. It's a game of passion. I think, like,
it
especially
is.
when you're working the quote unquote industry as well too, right? So I mean, we say the
Yep,
word industry. It's like the hospitality industry. I mean, it's a game of passion as well too, right? I mean, and
yep,
people pay us for a passion as well too, right?
that's
And
it.
exactly. Okay, so because again, this is something I never experienced. We just mentioned as well too, but okay. And okay, you got to cook you finished top 12, right? So you got to cook in that beautiful kitchen. Okay, in a
Did.
little bit, you got to tell me what it is like because I need to voraciously live through you because I need to know what it's like.
Listen,
What it's like to be in that kitchen.
listen. I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't want to release any of my
Absolutely not. No,
contracted secrets that
no, no,
I
no, no,
have
no.
to bring to my grave. But it's overwhelming. What you see, what people see on it's huge. It's big. The energy is big.
Mhm,
It's the first day that we walked into the actual Masterchef kitchen and the
mhm,
cook tables were set up
mhm,
on season 2,
mhm,
there were 16 spots
mhm,
and there was 25 of us. And we walked in knowing that right off the bat, we thought 9 would be cut.
mhm,
And at that point, I had decided that
mhm,
if this is as far as I get in this competition,
mhm.
I'm a happy camper.
Absolutely,
There,
yeah.
there was a couple of us standing shoulder to shoulder when
Mhm,
we were finding out what was going to happen with the
mhm,
top 25 and the top 16.
mhm.
And the energy, obviously, we wanted to stay. Obviously, we wanted to cook.
Of course.
Obviously, you're there for that reason.
Mhm,
But there
mhm,
was being in the kitchen, there was a sense of accomplishment, just being in the kitchen. I felt that
mhm,
I can't speak for everybody else, but I
mhm,
do feel that there was an underlying sense of accomplishment. Just
mhm.
seeing the lights, seeing the production of it all, seeing the cook station. Because you see it on TV and you're like, if I get in there and I get a chance, seeing where the judges sit, seeing, yeah,
Yeah.
the pantry, that Master Chef. Yeah, yeah.
I'm so jealous. I saw it and and seriously, I mean, I talked to Nikita last week as well too, right? She was also there
Yeah,
with you as well too, and
yeah.
she was telling me how like crazy it was, well
Shout
too.
out to
But yeah,
Nikita. She was a lifesaver. Nikita, on more than one occasion, lent me her iPod, and big up to Nikita and her musical taste and selections.
Mhm,
Definitely put me in the game and
mhm.
definitely helped to keep me sane. It was, yeah.
Yeah. I'll say hi to her for you as well too. I think I'm going to see her pretty soon as well too here in Calgary.
Awesome.
So, but
Awesome.
yeah,
Show
so
me some love
but
for me for
and
sure.
then and I know and you know what I mean. And so again, you got into there, and then you got through to the 16, which was absolutely
Yeah.
exciting. So again, I do
Yeah.
want to I do again. I mean, it's 10 years. It's 9 years too late, but it's still. I mean,
9 years.
you
Yeah.
made
No,
it.
I
You made
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. You've made it like so much farther than a lot of people. And you know what? When you left though, like when you were eliminated though, what were some of the feelings you were having as well too, right? I mean, you said that you like when you got into the kitchen, you said that you were really
Yeah.
feeling. Yeah, I mean, it's
When
accomplishment.
without revealing too much,
Don't worry about it. I mean, yeah,
you
don't have to
know,
reveal whatever you can't.
you know as well as I do that
Mhm.
they're making a television show.
It is. It is absolutely. Yeah.
They're making it's a competition. It's
Mhm.
got aspects of but they're making good TV. That's what
Mhm.
they're setting out to do.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Sometimes a head down, shoulder to the wheel, focus type of person
Mhm.
isn't great for TV. There's no
No,
story
no, no,
behind that.
no, 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 no.
Um, I went into the show hoping that my food would speak for me when I
Yeah.
was given the opportunity.
Mhm.
But even in that opportunity in that light, the
Mhm.
show it's a competition.
It is absolutely.
You go in the kitchen one day and you map out where the spices are.
Mhm.
The next time you go into the kitchen and that's the ingredient pantry or that's the equipment pantry. It's not the spices anymore. So there was some of those little things that were done
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
just really threw you off. There was no
Mhm.
comfort zone like I know
Mhm.
where I left the cinnamon or I know where I left the nutmeg and
Mhm.
every aspect of it. It's a
Yeah.
brand new kitchen. Every day was
Yep.
brand new. Every challenge was brand new.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
my
Yep.
feelings were just inflated.
Yeah.
I knew I did my best. I left
Yep.
it all out there.
Mhm.
Hindsight's 2020, but I really don't think I would have changed anything
Mhm.
that I did
Yep.
personally.
Yeah.
I have to live with me after the show, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wasn't about to I wasn't about to turn myself into a character
Mhm.
that I would have to explain to my mother or my children or you know what I mean? I
There you go.
tried to
Yeah.
stay true to me
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and after the show, so there
Mhm.
was that feeling you're sad to go home. I was
Mhm.
happy to go home. My son was born on July 22nd of that year. So when I
Wow.
left,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
my I have older children as well, but my son
Okay.
was born on July 22nd of that year. So when
Yeah.
I left a 5-week-old baby that was just barely opening his eyes.
Mhm.
Um, and when I came back, he had changed so much. He had matured
Mhm.
so much. He looked so different. So I was ready to go home. I was ready to go home and get back to family life and fatherhood.
Mhm.
But you know, I walked tall. I definitely walked tall. Well, humbly tall because I couldn't share it with anybody
Mhm.
until the following year that we were going to be on, and
Yep. Mhm.
I couldn't disclose
Yeah.
anything that would, yeah.
That's the
So,
hardest part. It's the absolute hardest
right?
part, like holding it in. I was like, oh,
Yeah, you want to tell everybody. You want to tell the person in front of you in the line at the grocery store. You want to tell the bank clerk. You want to tell the Tim Hortons drive-through person, but you
yep.
keep quiet and you wait your turn. We did, and
Yep.
I think it did well.
Yeah, I think we all did well. We did well.
Yeah,
I don't remember any leaks at all as well too. So I mean, at least in the last
no,
seven
no,
season, I think I don't know. So well, I mean, we never had one of those scandals as well too. So which is
no, no.
hello Canada. So you know
Big
what I
up
mean,
proper
right? So
television,
big
right? Yeah,
up as well too, right? Big ups to the
yeah,
big Masterchef fans as well too. And speaking
yeah.
again, I also remember this one too. Danny, if you're watching this, I haven't forgotten about you. I will get in touch with you very soon as well. So, Danny is going to be one of our guests sometime in the very near future as well too. Because
Awesome.
again, I just literally seriously like I mean, again, folks, if I may seriously, I mean, we've found Kwasi, we've talked to Nikita. I mean, we're talking to Chris Mask next week.
Yeah,
All the people we've brought out of the woodwork, honestly, I mean, seriously, some of the stories that are coming are absolutely fantastic as well too. But again,
I
more
look
again.
forward to the whole series. I look forward to this. This is
Mhm.
I kudos to you for taking the time and taking the onus to share our stories
Mhm.
as a brother in camaraderie who's been through the experience. You're definitely appreciated for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you for saying
Props
that
to
as too.
you,
So
John. Yeah.
exactly. And but again, back to you as well too. So I didn't want to take that away from you as well too. So okay, now okay, so now that you've done the show, you've been on television. You're this big name in Ajax now. We're like, so all right. So once the lights went off, what happened afterwards? You got to tell us what happened as well too. So and then apparently there's a
I,
jerk chicken pie afterwards, so which Kwasi's going to tell us about in a few seconds as well too. So anyway, sorry,
you
go ahead.
know, side note, a ding, ding, ding. That jerk chicken pie was my audition dish. I called it a jerk. I called it a jerk chicken pot pie. That was my audition dish. That was when you watch my season, you just see the judges taste it. I got 3 yeses. I made
Let's
the jerk
go.
chicken pot pie. I did like tostones, green plantain, fried green plantain, and I did a slaw with tamarind sauce. I did a tamarind, so it was sweet and savory and tangy. I did a slaw, and I also make a rum punch. It's called rum boklat. Rum boklat. It's not a bad word. It's a play on some words.
Yep.
But I served that to the judges non-alcoholic as well. Alvin did give me shit. He's like, you should have put the alcohol in it. Like, I don't want to taste this. I didn't know if I could. I didn't run it by the judges. I just threw the ingredients in the bag and it passed. And then, I was able to serve the drink alongside. And I got 3 yeses.
I mean,
So,
what a meal as well too, right? Wow.
right?
I mean, I'm just sitting here going like, oh, I want some right now as well too. So, but and now apparently now this pie of yours as well too is, I mean, it's now available. I mean, it's part of your business, right?
We're going to be shipping it across Canada soon. When I came home, I was still just overwhelmed. I was still a social services worker. I hadn't found the path in the direction that I wanted to go in. I knew I wanted to work with food. I knew I wanted to get, I wanted to enhance some of my culinary skills. I wanted to learn. I wanted to share. I wanted to work with food. Started locally, did some things within the community, worked at a couple of spots, met people, took my skills all over. I ended up there was a pizza store it was in its last year of its sublease. I took that over, stopped selling pizzas. I called it the Food Co. It was me. It was a little bit of everything. Every day the menu would change. I maintained being a social services worker, so there would be days that I would only be open at 4. We would sell out at 6. We would do things like jerk chicken poutines. We would do things like jerk chicken spring rolls. I would make sandwiches, crispy chicken sandwich, crispy salmon sandwich. I would do a burger. I did a half-pound burger, just a homemade burger with homemade pickles, and we went all in. Did lots. We had taco days. We had international fusion days where I got to bring in some people who I could learn from, I did a Greek day, and this is a side note and something I enjoy sharing, but I did a Greek day and a gentleman came in and bought the spanakopita, and he bought them. I didn't make them myself, but I had some help with the recipe. I was learning as well. So I did make them, but it wasn't my recipe. Gentleman came in, guy around my age came in. He ate the food. He loved it. He ate the spanaco pizza and started laughing, like guttural, like horror movie style laugh. Like, what do you know that I don't know? He's like, you made this? And I said, yeah, I made this. About 25 minutes to a half an hour later, he came back. He had his dad with him. His dad had eaten the spanaco pizza, and his dad is looking over my shoulder, probably for the Greek woman, the Greek nona in the back that he assumed made them. He reached out, he gave me a big handshake and told me I did a good job, gave me a pat on the shoulder and at that moment I was like, thanks, I'm glad you enjoyed it. it was later on, a little bit later on, the son came back in and he said, you know, you're the first Black person I've ever seen my father touch in my life. And
Wow.
at the time, it was like, what?
Huh?
And then when I reflected on it later, so food for me is always bridging gaps and filling in those spaces.
Mhm.
Something that we all do. We all have to eat.
Exactly.
So air falling and I hear things and people. Yeah, that was a big nod for me that I was going in the right direction. It was a year.
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit here, so I think there might be a little pixelation here. So just so folks, again, just bear with us for a few seconds as well too here. So, but yeah, but I mean, I think we're getting some of this ideas as well too. So Kwasi, I think honestly, that's an amazing story. Honestly, Kwasi, I'm sorry, just I'm hoping you still can hear me. I'm hoping you can still hear me.
I can. I can hear
Okay,
you.
perfect.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, I can still hear you. So okay, that's good. That's good. So the picture is a little pixelating, so that's I'm like I was a little worried as well
Okay.
too. So I know the whole tech thing. Trust me. So actually, so now that you mentioned as well too, so because again, I think close to up to around probably like 5 or 6. We have about probably like 5 or 6 minutes left as well too here.
Okay.
So again, I do want to say again, you said that you were. I mean, again, it look. I mean, again, folks, if you want to check out Kwasi, I will post all the links in the description below. So again, you'll see all of his work as well too on his Instagram, on his Facebook and everything. So see all the things. And again, you get absolute swole. By the way, again, we'll again that's probably say for another conversation as well too. So again, it's again, I think I want to get back to again, I want to dial it back just a little bit. I think you were mentioning earlier about finding your path as well too. Is and again, and this is something that Guy Fong, my community, know a little bit about already. It took me almost 7 years. Like it took me, I mean, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, a lot of tears, and a lot of frustration. A lot of beers as well too. Lot of drinking, and believe you me, it's a path that. I mean, it feels like I found my path as well too, right? I mean, doing these podcasts, talking on Twitch and things like that, and teaching people how to make more amazing Asian food. So for the people who again and Kwasi, I know you're probably one person to say, but I feel like you'd probably be the best as well too. If someone is looking for their path right now, and they may not have to be just leaving MasterChef, or maybe say leaving a home cook show like the both of us up. What's the advice that you would give for someone if they are looking for their path right now? Not just for foodies, but so like, it could
do
be
everything. Do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do everything. Put your hat everywhere. Reach everywhere. Reach out to because you don't know what opportunity will put you in the direction and in the area that I've been through food. I've had some amazing opportunities through food. Something as simple as going down and doing a cook test or a stage at MLSC and being in that giant kitchen at Scotiabank. Like I was offered a position. I couldn't take it because it was just a bit of a conflict, but like those opportunities have been afforded to me. I was able to cook for the mayor of Toronto. Next year, you'll probably see me at the Canadian National Exhibition. I've had the opportunity to chop it up with Mark McEwen, the Neal brothers. What's Lynn Crawford? I had the opportunity to meet Lynn Crawford. Like being on MasterChef, working with food, and being open to different opportunities has really allowed me to spread. And when you can spread, you can find what's comfortable, and then you gravitate towards that.
Yep.
So that would be my advice, just to get in where you fit in. Even if it doesn't feel like it's going to be a fit, try it. What's the worst? You walk away from an experience. I don't believe in losses. I believe in wins and opportunities to learn.
Because all you do is win, 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 right?
That's it.
Hey,
That's it. Yeah.
And oh my God. And you just mentioned that you cooked at Scotiabank Center. Wait, was it your season that cooked at BMO Field, by the way? Was it, was it another season?
No, we cooked at Cirque du Soleil. My squad won. Big up Andrew Alcohori, wherever he's at.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I,
we won the Cirque du Soleil
okay.
challenge. That was our big community challenge. And I
That's
also,
awesome.
another quick story.
Yep, go for
Um,
it.
the security guard that we are cooking for Cirque du Soleil, contortionists, artists, people, in my opinion, that live in the lap of luxury and get to try and eat decadent food all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We made, it was kind of like a Middle Eastern spread. We had made falafels. And the security guard came and he said, you know, those were the best falafels that he'd ever tasted. And that's
Let's
where
go.
my joy lies, is for the real person, the real palate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't grow up with a gold spoon. I think I ate in a restaurant for the first time. I was 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My parents' culture isn't one that brought us to all of these places and to experience these different things. So,
Mm-hmm.
given the opportunity, I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking that elevated, refined style of cooking
Mm-hmm.
and making it available to anybody with a taste bud.
No, man, you are living the dream, my friend. And seriously,
I feel like I really am.
exactly. We both are living the dream as well too, right? I mean, seriously. I mean, I cook
Yeah,
whatever the heck I want as well too, right? I mean, it's just like
yeah,
if it feels right, I'm gonna make it as well too.
yeah.
Although of course one of the big dreams I would like to is hopefully one day cook for the cavalry as well too, or maybe say cook at BMO Field as well too. So
Okay.
potentially maybe you and I might be one of
I
these days as well too.
I know some people. Next time you're in Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
next time you're in Toronto, and you're going to go see a TFC game,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
let me know,
Yeah.
and I will. You know, Rob Rainford has been gracious.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
friends. Rob is a great source of inspiration. I can call on him and get just about anything. It's when I say that the doors have really opened, it's the ones that you try.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to try the door. You've actually got to, you know, get
Mm-hmm.
dressed and get up and prepare yourself. And they're not all going to be unlocked, but the
Mm-hmm.
ones that are going to be unlocked, you might find a familiar, welcoming face on the other side. And I could honestly say for every door that didn't open,
Mm-hmm.
there was ones that I never expected to open that were
Mm-hmm.
wide open and, you know,
It
received
was there
me
for
well.
you.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, and I mean, the names that you've mentioned as well too, Guy Funk. If you again, I'm just speaking to our audience as well too.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with names like Mark McEwen or Lynn Crawford, massive names in the
You got to
Canadian
Google
culinary
it.
industry as well too, right?
Google
So,
it.
and also Rob Rainford as well too.
Yeah.
He was on a Food Network as well too. I think he had a
License to Grill, I think, was License to Grill.
yes. I think
I
he
think
was
like,
I think he was like the big fire guy before Roger Mooking as well too, right?
yeah.
So
And there was another
I have
show,
run. Yeah,
Cook
sorry.
Like a Chef. Michael Bonaccini, our judge. Rob was also
Yeah,
on Cook Like a Chef in his starting out in his young years. You can catch Rob on Cook Like a Chef as well.
I'll have to watch out all those episodes again.
Yeah,
I
check
haven't
it
watched an
out.
episode in a long time, so
Check it
I'll have to
out.
Google that up as well too. So see if I can maybe say pull up Food Network as well too. So I mean, but anyway, I met Roger Mooking, and I mean I've met some of the chefs here in Calgary as well
Roger's
too. I mean worked
awesome.
for
Yeah.
exactly. I mean so I
Man
mean
Food Fire, big up Roger Mookin for
oh
sure.
yeah, Roger. I
Yeah.
mean really hoping. Hey Roger, if you're watching, come and
Come on,
join
man.
me
Do
one
the
of you
show.
here in the show too. Yeah, I reached out to him. He
Awesome.
hasn't responded to me yet. Yes, I know
Okay.
Roger's kind of busy as well too. But you know what?
Definitely.
Hey, I mean it's absolutely fantastic as well too. I mean the names that we can trade off. Honestly, I've met a
Yeah.
lot of the Calgary chefs as well too. I mean and worked with some of
Awesome.
them. So yeah. So you know what? Hey, I mean, and
Good. Good.
I think to recap as well too. I mean, when you said open, like you got to get dressed and actually work up those doors.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I'm making up for a lot of lost time as well too. So spending seven and a
Same.
half years
Same.
just not doing that
Hold
too. So
yourself alive. Get everything that's yours, brother. Make
mhm,
sure that you get out and you get everything that's yours.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm a
Get that
firm
bag right
believer in,
because
yeah. Yeah.
because
It's
you
not
don't
going to
get
be
that
handed
bag,
to you.
who else is going to
Yeah,
get it for you, right? So
exactly.
sorry, you were saying I cut you off. Sorry about that.
No, I said it's not going to be handed to you. It's not. Yeah, it's not going to be gift wrapped. You got to get out there and find it. Sometimes that energy alone helps
Mhm.
you get where you're going, helps you find what you're looking for.
Absolutely. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
and with that said in mind, again, so Kwasi, before we go, do you have maybe say in about 90 seconds? Do you have any final thoughts at all before we
Look
send you
out
off?
for all things the food god,
Yep.
DA_food_god.
Yep.
Look out for the Douglas Food Emporium. That is my 2,000 square foot foodie heaven I'm building in Ajax. It's going to be ready in just a few more weeks. Look out for Best Life Juices, all natural, vegan free, dairy free juice blends. We do a 3-day juice cleanse. Look out for Rumbleclot. As soon as we get our building, we'll be able to share our delightfully delicious, palate pleasing, and taste bud tantalizing rum punch with all Canadians.
So
Yeah,
excited
I'm going
for
to have
you.
to make
I
sure
am.
and get your address, John, and send you a bottle so you can try it on air.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Absolutely.
that's what
So,
we'll
Guy Fong.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Mukbang
I
time.
feel
We'll
like
do it.
we're gonna have to redo this, John, because
Oh,
I feel like we've just looked at the tip of the iceberg at a conversation that you and I can have. But yes,
oh
I
yeah.
look forward
Absolutely.
to it, and make sure you keep me in the loop.
Absolutely, and I mean, hey, when
Nice
when we
one.
do season 2, I would definitely have to do so. Again, Kwasi, thank you so much for taking your time on a Wednesday afternoon to do this for us.
Thank you
Once
for
again, Guy
having me.
Fong, oh, thank you for agreeing to do this as well too. So again, next week, Kwasi's season 2 friend Chris Mask will be here.
Yep,
So
that's my bro.
that's exciting.
Yeah,
So I mean, oh my God, I mean,
I'm
Kwasi,
looking
trust me.
forward to it. I'm
Oh,
looking forward to it.
I'm waiting for it because Chris's story is freaking pardon my French,
It
freaking mind
is.
blowing as well too. Yeah, so I mean,
It is.
and
I
you and I
love it.
both know as well too, right? But Guy
Yeah,
Fong, wait until next week. You're gonna see Chris's story, and seriously, Kwasi and I are just like we're just like gobsmacked at how
I'm
well he's
excited.
done as well too.
I'm glad to be a part of this. Guy
Absolutely,
Fong, thank you for having me.
absolutely. Thank you so
John, thank
much.
you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. So
Love and
anyway,
blessings to you all.
and we'll see you again as well too. Thank you so much. Thank you again to Kwasi for everything, Guy Fong, and again, if you're just watching on Twitch, John, back to you, my friend. For everybody else, thank you so much. Please smash that follow button if you haven't, or subscribe button on YouTube. Let's get this podcast out
Like,
there.
follow, subscribe, share.
Exactly. Oh, thank you. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you so much, Guy Fong. Thank you so much. And with that, have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Love each other. Love yourself. Give yourself some credit because ain't nobody gonna give that credit to you as well too.
No.
So and always put Asia in your mouth. So again, thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you, my brother, and hopefully we'll speak again.
To you, John.
Absolutely. Hey, take care. Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Thank you.